Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed about what is the instruction. In that instruction, register transfer notation and assembly language notation. Okay, how we are taking the instructions and what is the operation doing in that particular instruction. Okay, how the representation will be. That will be based on the register transfer notation and assembly language notation. Okay, ma? So now in this class, we are discussing about the instruction execution and straight line sequencing. Okay, ma? Instruction execution and straight line sequencing. Okay, here what is meant by an instruction? The program contains a sequence of instructions. Okay, ma, the program contains a sequence of instruction. So instruction execution means, so by taking instruction execution, we are having two phases. What are the two phases in instruction execution? The first one is fetch phase. Okay, ma, the first one is fetch phase. That means fetch the instruction. The next one is execution phase. Okay. The next one is execution phase. Here, if you are taking one program, that program contains the number of instructions. So all the instructions, suppose if the one program is there, that program contains the number of instructions. Okay, ma? So here that instructions will be stored in some memory locations. Suppose if this memory location, the first memory location is taking as 2000 memory location. The second memory location is taking as 2004. Why we are taking the 4 difference between the locations? Here, if you are taking the 32-bit processor, each instruction is byte addressable. Then we are taking 4 memory locations to store the instruction. Okay, Amma? So incremented by 4. The memory location is incremented by 4. The next location will be as 2008. Okay, Amma? In this way, all the instructions are stored in particular locations. Okay, here we are using by executing the instructions, we are using IR register. You remember IR register and PC register. What is IR register? Instruction register. Instruction register. What it contains? It contains the presently executing instruction. Okay, ma? That is which is currently being executed, that will be stored in instruction register. Okay, ma? Next, PC. PC is very important because by observing this PC location only, we know what is the next instruction which is to be executed. Okay, this PC means program counter. Program counter. This it fetches the address location of the next instruction. Okay, ma? It fetches the address location of the next instruction. Okay, at the time of the first instruction execution, what is PC value? What is PC value? PC value is 2004. Suppose the next instruction is the second instruction. Okay, ma, PC value is 2004. So after completing the first instruction, we are going to the second instruction, that is which is located in 2004 location. Okay, ma. In the same way, at this time of second instruction execution, what is PC value now? PC is equal to 2008. That means this PC shows the execution flow. That is the flow of execution. Okay, Amma, are you understand? So here, which instruction is executed next? That corresponding location will be stored in PC. So this is in this way the PC value is stored for sequential execution. Sequential in the sense first instruction, second instruction, third instruction, like that. Okay, suppose if any functions are called, any loops are there, okay, then what happened? The sequential flow will be breaks. Okay, so that means suppose if here call instruction is there, call, suppose some up function is there, call up. Okay, so up function is here, that will be stored in this upper function will be stored in 2020. Okay, this up function will be stored in 2020. Okay, then after executing the second instruction, what is PC value here? PC value is equal to 2020 because here call up, that means up function is located in 2020. So the controller goes to first instruction, second instruction, third instruction. After this, the controller goes to here where the up function will be there. Okay, ma, like this. So the PC value shows which instruction is next executing. Okay, ma. So see here, see the points. So the program is executed as follows. Okay, what is the first one? Initially, the address of the first instruction is loaded into PC, that is program counter. Okay, ma. Next, what is the second point? Then the processor control circuits use information in the PC to fetch and execute instructions one at a time. Okay, ma. In order to increasing addresses, this is called straight line sequencing. Straight line sequencing means just increasing, that is 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, like that. Okay, so during the execution of each instruction, during the execution of each instruction, the PC is incremented by 4. Okay, 2000, 2004, 2008. That means what is the PC value? How the PC value changes? That will be incremented by 4 to point to the next instruction. Okay, ma. Executing given instruction is a two-phase procedure. What are the two phases? Fetch phase and execution phase. Okay, ma. In fetch phase, the instruction is fetched from the memory location. Okay, ma. The instruction is fetched from the memory location and placed in the IR of the processor. Okay, are you understand? In fetch phase, the instruct fetching means taking the instruction from where? The memory location and placed in IR, that is instruction register. Okay, ma, that is the fetch phase. In execution phase, the contents of IR is examined to determine which operation is to be performed. Okay, the specified operation is then performed by the processor. Execution phase means what is meaning? Doing the operation which is given in the instruction. Okay, doing the operation which is given in the instruction. That is the execution phase. Calculating by using the processor which is required. Okay, ma. So here fetch phase and execution phase. Okay. So now see here, what is the sequential flow? What is the sequential flow means here? If you observe this instruction, see here, the first instruction location is I. The second instruction location is I plus 4. The third instruction location is I plus 8. Here all the instructions are stored in some memory locations and the data is also stored in memory. Okay. A data will be stored here. B data will be stored here. And the result C data will be stored here. Okay, Amma. This is 3 instruction program. These are the instructions. These are the data which is required to execute these instructions. Okay, Amma. See here. Move A comma R naught. What is the meaning here? Move A comma R naught means whatever the data in A. Okay. That is move to R naught. Okay, Amma. What is the second operand here? R naught is the second operand. Second operand is the destination operand. Are you remember? Move means this is opcode. A comma R naught or belongs to operands. 2 operands are used in this instruction. So which is the second operand here? R naught is the second operand. So that is the destination operand. That's why whatever the data present in A is moved to R naught. Okay, ma. Next, see the next instruction, add B comma R naught. That means what is the meaning? Actually, what is the data in R naught? A value. Okay, whatever the A value that will be present in R naught. That means here add B R comma R naught means here B plus R naught addition operation is doing. Where the result is stored in the second operand is the destination operand. What is the second operand? R naught. So R naught. Okay, Amma. So here B plus R naught is doing and the result is stored in R naught. Here R naught is nothing but A only. Okay, Amma. A. So A plus B, the result is moved to R naught. What is the next instruction? Move R naught comma C. That means now in R naught having which value? The addition of A and B. So that will be moved to C register. Okay, ma? That will be moved to C register. Okay, depending on the instruction, we are getting the operation which is doing. Okay, are you understand? So this is for adding A and B and the result is stored in C. That means totally what happened here? For storing the result, we are using C. Okay. The data in the contents in A plus the contents in B. So for getting this operation, we are taking these 3 number of instructions. From where we are getting A value, B value? From here. Okay, A value is getting from here, B value is getting from here. Already stored in the data which is required to execute particular instruction. Okay, so take A value and B value and do the addition operation and the result will be stored in C register. Okay, Amma. So this is about the sequential flow. Okay, next see the branching. What is meant by branching? Branching is nothing but this is like a loop. Okay, Amma, this is like a loop. Why we are using loops in C language? Are you remember? What are the loops used in C language? For loop, while loop, do while loop. What is the reason we are using? Suppose if we want to execute some instructions number of times. So there is a necessity to write the instructions number of times. Then the number of instructions are increases. Okay, to reduce that number of instructions, we are using the loops. Okay, what is the operation done in loops? whatever the instructions inside that loop, that instructions will be executed until satisfying some condition. Okay, ma? Suppose if you are taking, see here, if you are taking some for loop, are you remember the for loop? Are you remember? Which is used in C language. For I is equal to Z, sorry. I equal to 0. I is less than or equal 10. I plus plus. Okay, this is the syntax for loop. Okay, in this for loop, we are having some instructions. Okay, so how this can be executed? So these loop instructions will be executed until satisfying this condition. Okay, up to satisfying this condition, this loop of instructions will be executed repeatedly. Okay, like that here also we are using branching. Okay, ma? Branching. So what is meant by branching here? See here, consider the task of adding a list of n numbers. Okay, so here some n numbers are there. So we want to add those n numbers. Okay, suppose if we are using straight line sequencing, so then what happens? That addition will be used 10 times or n number of times. That addition operation instruction is used n number of times. Okay, see here. The loop is a straight line sequence of instructions executed as many times as needed. It starts at location loop and ends at the instruction branch is greater than 0. Okay, ma? Branch is greater than 0. Okay. During each pass through this loop, the address of the next list entry is determined. Okay. So, and that entry is fetched and added to R0. Okay. The second, that is here we are giving randomly n numbers. Okay. So first we are adding the first number with the second number. After that, one by one number will be fetched and added to the R0. What is present in R0? The addition result. Okay, register R1 is used as a counter to determine the number of times the loop is executed. Okay, ma? So what it R1 contains? That is used as a counter. That means suppose if we want addition of 20 numbers, then we are using R1 equal to 20. Suppose if we want the factorial of a 10, then factorial of a 10 means how to calculate the factorial, which operation is doing in that factorial? Multiplication operation, that is 10 into 9 into 8 into like that. So multiplication operation is doing there. So 10 times. So the counter is taking as 10. Depending on our requirement, what is the count will be? That count will be stored in R1 register. Okay, ma, this count may be incremented or decremented depending on the operation which is required. Okay, hence the contents of location n are loaded into register R1. Okay, at the beginning of the program. Okay, ma, within the body of the loop, the instruction decrement R1 reduces the contents of R1 by 1 each time through the loop. That means whenever one time loop execution is completed, then what happens? The counter will be decremented by 1. That is where the counter will be, where the count is loaded, R1. So R1 value is reduces by 1 each time. Okay. The branch instruction loads a new value into the program counter. Okay. So program counter helps us the program execution flow. Okay. As a result, the processor fetches and executes the instruction at this new address called the branch target. Okay, ma? Called the branch target. Okay. A conditional branch instruction causes a branch only if a specified condition is satisfied. Okay. So if you are taking the for loop, so this loop of instructions are executed up to satisfying this condition. Okay, like that here also, a conditional branch instruction causes a branch only if a specified condition is satisfied. Okay, ma? If a specified condition is satisfied, then only that branch of instructions are executed. Okay. So if the condition is not satisfied, the PC is incremented in the normal way. And the next instruction is sequential address order. Yes, is fetched and executed. Okay. So these are the points we learn in the branching. Okay. See the flow here. So this is the straight line program for adding n numbers. See here. See what is the difference between these two diagrams. Okay. So all of you listen. So now see here, this is the straight line program for adding n numbers. Suppose if we want the addition of 3 numbers. Okay. Suppose if we want the addition of 3 numbers, that is 3, 4, 2. Okay. Only the addition of 3 numbers. Suppose take another number also. 1. Okay. So in this way, 4 numbers are there. So we need the addition of these 4 numbers. Randomly, we are taking any numbers. Okay, ma? So here move num1 comma r0. So what is the number 1? 3. So in r0, num1 is stored. Okay. Now in r0 equal to 3, the first number. Add num2 comma r0. What is number 2? 4. Okay. So here what happens? Number 2 is 4. Number 2 is 4. And the data in R0 is 3. So 3. 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. Where that 7 is stored? R0. The second operand is the destination operand. That's why now what is the value in R0? 7. Next you add num3 comma R0. So what is number 3? 2. 2 plus what is the data in R0? 7. 2 plus 7, that is equal to 9. So where this 9 is stored? The second operand, that is R0. Okay, ma? Next here add num4 comma R0. What is the number 4? 1. What is the data in R0? 9. So totally what is the result? 10. This will be stored in R0 like this. So depending on the operation, here we are having number, actually add, again add. Suppose if we want 20 numbers addition, then 20 number of add instructions are kept here. Okay. Finally add number n comma R0. So finally in R0, suppose these 4 numbers addition will be completed. So now in R0 10 will be there. That 10 move R0 comma sum. So whatever the data in R0, that will be moved to sum. So totally sum is equal to 10. Okay, ma? So this is the straight line sequencing. Okay, sum equal to 10. So this is the straight line sequencing. So see here, use a loop to add n numbers. Now we are using loops. So what happened here? Move n comma r1. So what is meant by n? How many times we are doing particular operation. Suppose the same example we'll be taking. Then what happens? Capital N equal to how many numbers we are taking? 4 numbers. Okay. So capital N equal to 4. Capital N equal to 4. That 4 will be stored in which register? That will be stored in R1 register. Okay, Amma. Next, clear R0. That means why we are clearing R0? Suppose if any other data will be present in R0, then that will be cleared. Okay, compulsory cleared. Suppose if this is not cleared, then whatever the numbers we are giving, that will be added to the previous data in R0. So that's why we are clearing R0 register. Okay, Amma. Next, see here. Determine address of next number and add next number to R0. That means what is the next number? What is the first number here? 3. So 0 plus 3. Okay. In R0, we are having 0. The next number is 3. 0 plus 3. That is equal to 3. Where the result is stored? Next number to R0. So this 3 is stored in R0. Okay. So after that, decrement R1. So what is R1 value? 4. So decrement R1 means what happened? R1 becomes now 3. Okay. R1 becomes 3. Branch is greater than 0 loop. Branch is greater than 0 means check the value of R1. If R1 is 0, then come out from this loop. Is R1 is 0? No. R1 is non-zero value. So again go to loop. Again go to loop. So what is said in the loop? Take the next number and add with R0. What is the next number? 4 is the next number. So take 4 and add with the R0. 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. Okay. Now 7 is stored in R0. Next, what happened? Decrement R1. So what is the data in R1? 3. Now R1 becomes 2. Okay. So R1 becomes 2. Branch is greater than 0. Check this condition whether R1 is 0 or not, non-zero. So go to loop. Again go to loop. Okay. Take the next number and add with R0. What is the next number? 2. 2 plus 7. 2 plus 7. What is the result? 9. That will be loaded in R0. Okay, ma? That will be loaded in R0. So after that, what happened? Decrement R1. That means now R1 becomes 1. So branch is greater than 0. So R1 value is 0? No. So again go to loop. In loop, what happened? Take the next number and add with R0. So take next number is 1. Add with R0. That is 1 plus 9. That is 10. And the result is stored in R0. So next what happened? R1 value will be decremented by 1. Now R1 value becomes 0. So branch is greater than 0. Branch is greater than 0 means check the value of R1 is equal to 0. So come out from the loop. Okay, ma? So come out from this loop because R1 becomes 0. Okay. Now what is the result in R0? 10. So the final result is 10. So that result will be moved to sum. So finally we are getting sum is equal to 10. Okay, ma? This is about the branching. Okay. Are you understand? So straight line sequencing means we are taking the same instruction number of times. Okay. Loop, whenever we are using the loop, only one time we are taking. Okay. Up to satisfying some condition, this loop of instructions will be executed number of times. That will be the branching. Okay, ma? So this is about the straight line sequencing and branching. Here we are doing addition of 4 numbers only. In the same way, here we are taking addition of 20 numbers like that also. Okay, ma? So, are you understand what is meant by straight line sequencing and what is meant by branching? Okay.